Okay, one thing I want to mention before starting this video is how to add people in chat. So when you go to your expedition table, you go to the second page and you will see this multiplayer password. You can make it anything you want, so I put hot dog. And other how people would join you is they'll put that same password you did, and they will queue you with the people with the same password. Um, which means the game will pick by random whoever has the password hot dog. So it's kind of by chance. You know, not everyone's gonna have a fair shot of playing with a streamer, for example. Sometimes players would play with each other with the same password, but not with the streamer. So just keep that in mind. These group passwords, they're like little faction passwords. So let's say you make Lilica W, and people with that group password could see each other's records. And how you do that is by looking at the courtyard, and you see little signs over here. Now, for this courtyard has another purpose, which is if you lost the expedition, like you have a game over, the loot that you drop, other players could pick it up and use it. And if they do use it, and beat the final boss, you get money off of that. And I'll show you a little footage of that in a second. Okay, I am going to be voicing over my expedition gameplay, and I believe this is one of the most important things to explain in Nightreign. The Codex in the Roundtable Hold does a good job on explaining little mechanics, but it doesn't really capture the feeling of how fast-paced this game is. Nightreign is super fast-paced compared to normal Elden Ring because it's single player, and you know you could take your time, and bosses have big presentations, areas that accompany it, and this is just everything at once. You're going place over place, you know, you're running, you're trying to kill as much things as possible, snowball your builds. Yeah, you get the picture. Alright. I placed a pin on the church to signify my teammates that we should go there. And it looks like our Revenant agrees with me by pinging the same place. You can tell when a teammate pings the same place you did if it's white. Now this starter camp is super benefit. It's super good to do it. The amount of stats you gain from level 1 to 2 is a lot, so I recommend you do that every single expedition you do. Okay, so I think Revenant goes to the little ruined church, or ruined castle, I mean. Oh, the thing about those items that heal your elements is they stack and they're permanent. So it fills up your resistance bar throughout the whole game. So I consumed the blood thing to heal your bleed, and that expands my bleed bar. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Okay, so Revenant picks up the key and we do this first jail. Jails are super good. I'll say they're way better than castles, camps, all those buildings, because they give you a lot of runes and buffs. Okay, our welder dies. And spoiler alert, he DCs. Oh, and by the way, I am doing the Tricephalos Expedition. So yeah, even though we try to save our third friend, they, as you can see, they're AFK. Unfortunately, you're gonna get randoms like that. So, if you have noticed, Wilder does a little follow-up attack on his grappling hook ability. That is coming from a relic passive that I have equipped. At first, you're not gonna have this follow-up ability when you start the game, but over time, as you pick up relics, you will get certain Nightfarer's abilities. So for example, you might pick up a Guardian ability, which if you block attacks, they deal a reflection damage burst. Revenant, when she does her ultimate, she will trigger an explosion. These buffs come from relics. Kind of taking our sweet time killing this jail boss, but it's alright. So I believe mines are super important because they give you materials to upgrade your weapons to purple, and purple weapons are a necessity when it comes to fighting mini bosses and the main castle at the middle of the map. And I recommend going to the main castle at level 7, 6, level 7, 6, yeah, that's pretty good. But you have to have purple weapons, or else you're gonna be wasting time, and time is money in this game. Yeah, so these mines, they could have a troll, a knight, or what else? I think there's something else. Oh, and the pumpkin head bosses. You want to be looking for those when you enter the mine. Alright, I pick up the smithing stone too, which is excellent. And I wait for my teammate to pick up her smithing stone too. Okay, I signify to my teammate that we should be getting the other church to get our flasks. Our teammate unfortunately dies here, but I managed to clutch it up. That's a very cool thing that Wilder can do. Use the grappling hook to heal enemies. I mean, revive your teammate. I don't want to stay too long in the storm. Typically, this side of the map has the mini boss next to the jail, so always be careful when you want to unlock this jail. As you can see, there's an elder lion. I mistimed my dodge there. Oh, one thing I want to mention is if your teammates are down in the overworld, which is where we're at now, they have a time limit to which you can revive them. And if you fail to hit them once, they lose a level when they die. However, this is not the case when you're fighting day 1, day 2, and the Night Lord bosses. So you can take your time on reviving your teammates if you're fighting those bosses. Oh no, she's down again. Oh, another thing I want to mention. When you're picking up weapons, they give little passives that continue to apply when you're offhanding them, or when you just have it in your inventory. And it's very, you should always pay attention to what they say, because some passives stay stacked with your character, and some passives you do have to offhand it on your character, and you could tell when there's like a little hand icon next to the passive. As for now, I'm gonna speed up the recording because nothing really major happens, so I'm gonna speed it up to the day 1 boss. So nothing much happens in the next few minutes, so I'm gonna speed up the process to the night 1 boss. Okay. You don't always want to be saving your ult, you still want your ult to be useful. You know, for example, Revenant, I understand some players will still want to save her ultimate just in case, you know, the whole team dies, but not spending your ult for like a good 5 minutes is kind of wasting your potential. So that's why I spend my Wilder ult in the beginning right there, and look, after the fight's done, I have 60% of it. Now I want to... Okay, let me actually take the opportunity and explain what to do day 2. Day 2, ideally you want to get purple weapons as soon as possible, because now you want to stack up boss drops and mini bosses. So you just fight bosses, and the main castle, of course. Just, it feels like a speed run. That's what day 2 feels like. I guess, yeah, you could go for camps, but that's if you're only missing like an elemental weakness. So for example, if I don't have a holy weapon and I see a camp that has the holy icon next to it, I will do that camp quickly. Oh, so these 3 choices I have here, they're not good for me, but that Godslayer seal is good for my teammate Revenant, since she is really good with Fade. So I pick it up and drop it for her. This mini boss, this guy's mostly weak to magic, so I'm thankful Revenant's spamming that bell, the Wraith calling bell. Also weak to strike damage as well. So a character like Executor with its katanas won't be effective against the gargoyle. Makes sense, he's like made out of rock. I missed my ult. You didn't see that? Oh, so the main castle. Main castle is super good for extra levels. So going from level 7 to 10, you can do that quickly in this castle. I recommend doing the basement boss first and then making your way up to the roof of the castle. And the reason why, there's talismans and extra consumable loot after this boss. So it's like an easy snowball. And you unlock a grace near the castle. Got my first purple weapon. No wait, my second. And they're both great swords, so I could dual wield them. I will probably say Crucible Knight Castle is probably the best type of castle because how little they are and how much runes they drop. Troll Castle is so annoying because they keep bombing you with their pots. Banished Knights, not so good because they're usually like in groups. Yeah, it's annoying. But we got lucky with this Crucible Castle because they're usually one-on-one fights. This is the talisman loot I was talking about earlier. Pretty good. So these enemies that usually have the red eyes, they drop this boss loot. I actually don't know what the names of those orbs. I don't know if there's an official name for it. I just call them boss drops. So yeah, knights with the red eyes, they drop those. Keep that in mind. That goes for any type of castle. So red eye trolls, red eye banished knights. You get it. I decide to upgrade my inseparable sword, which does holy as well, and this Tricephalos is weak to holy, so pretty optimal. There's some cases where you do want to upgrade your starter weapon. For example, my Executor build has a katana with both poison, blood, and frost, and those three elements scale with arcane. So I love to upgrade his starter weapon because it usually outperforms some purple weapons, except for Rivers of Blood. But that's like one instance where going to the mines and getting those smithing stones really helps. Pick up the reduced FP consumption because that bow is not good for Alder. Here's another Crucible with red eyes. I think it's the last one in this castle. Oh no. Revenant. Oh, I pinged the main castle there, as you can see, but since I got so many runes and there's not a grace close to me, I decided to go out in the field to level up quickly. And here's a little shortcut to the top of the castle. Oh, and I think another shortcut is coming up after this night. You'll see in a bit. This is a shortcut to the top of the castle, and I recommend everyone do this. It saves so much time. I'll say you should be level 10 or 11 to fight the roof boss. But of course, it all depends if you have purple weapons. Ooh, big juicy Ash of War. Nice, fast kill. All while the storm is closing. And I got the same weapon I'm wielding, so I picked that up. Pretty lucky pull. I dropped that other sword I upgraded for my Revenant. And we head to the day 2 boss. It's our good friend Morgott. I love that they added new movesets for him. It's so much fun.
There is no escape.
Which is this one. I missed. And just like that, we're gonna reach level 15. I'll say, like, on my first expeditions ever for this game, I found it really hard to reach level 15. I've only managed to reach like level 10, 12 on my first expedition, so I really hope this routing is good for you, to whoever's watching. Oh, little PSA. When you're at this final area, please drop Starlight Shards for your Revenant. Just like how I did right now. They appreciate it so much. So please, when you can, buy Starlight Shards for them. I think this pretty much wraps up my voiceover. I think Tricephalos is pretty self-explanatory. We kind of wiped the whole Night Lord. It was a very fast kill, and you will see in a moment. I think that Revenant gave me that Flax tier. Pretty nice of them. Whew. Nice dodge. Oh, one thing I want to mention about this boss fight. When you see a red dot on your body, that means you have aggro. So for this boss fight, it's always wise to run away if you have the aggro point, and for the other players to attack the dogs. Yeah, we did ridiculous damage. My goodness. Too bad the third rage quit. You know what? They don't deserve it. Us two earned it.
GG's. And that
Yeah.
guy did nothing.
Thanks
at
for
all.
watching.
Amazing.
Oh, wait. Actually, don't leave yet. You will get relics, and you know what? No, I'll just explain in another video.